And Clark Kellogg. I'm Forrest Hunt, and I think this is going to be a really interesting contest.
I have to agree with you, but both of these teams have plenty of exciting young talent. There should be at least a few surprises tonight.
Well, you know, in college basketball, the teams and players are constantly evolving. That's a big part of what makes this season so much fun to watch.
Blackman with the bucket.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing. And you think back to that first title run of the Wildcats. Went all the way in 1985. They were an 8 seed in what was a magical run for the Wildcats.
Shot by Charles, no good. Thompson with the ball. Count that one. And that 1985 team capped off with one of the biggest upsets ever.
They won it all. They completely shook up the world with that upset. I mean, it's something that we still talk about today. It's a great moment for Villanova and really for all of college sports.
Here's McCarthy. Takes a three. Another three for Villanova.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
Here's Hayward. Outside Lambert. Thompson. Junior outside.
Really?
Thompson. And it's off from three-point range.
Well, just by his body language, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
It seemed like he had great rhythm on that. You can see the disappointment in his face.
Here's McCarthy. Austin Watson. Knocked loose. Now here's Blackman. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Watson. One of the big strengths of this Michigan State team is their coaching staff. They've been around for a long time and are still as sharp as ever.
And the staff does a great job connecting with their players. They form relationships that really extend beyond just their time in school. Once a Spartan, always a Spartan.
Pass to Blackman. And they had their chances, 2 offensive rebounds, but still come up empty. The Spartans trailing. Now here's Lambert, covered by Watson. Now here's Junior. Outside Hayward. Back to Junior. Jacks up the three. The shot, no good. Wildcats go the other way with it. Here's Charles. No good with the triple. Now Thompson. Junior outside. To the right side. Puts up a three. Another three for Michigan State.
And he's quick to punish the defense for giving him too much space behind the arc. Junior knows the value of the three-point shot, and he's quick to use it.
Villanova, part of the Philly Big Five. One of 5 schools in Philadelphia that is a hotbed for basketball talent.
The thing about the Big Five schools that reside in the Philadelphia area, and Villanova clearly has had the most success. Philadelphia is a great hotbed of basketball and recruiting. But that whole area loves the sport, and there are always terrific players in the city.
Here's the break. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Lambert, and they take the lead.
Second chance points always hurt. Just not enough effort to block out.
Hey, guys standing around spectating, I mean, you got to get in there and get tough.
Now a timeout called by Villanova.
Good timing. They're really struggling offensively.
Well, most coaches, we usually have a go-to speech or tactic that they can use when they need it most. So,
Wildcats now, trailing by 2. Here's Charles. 6 points for him. Pass to Watson. The three ball. Not going to go that time.
I don't know if there's been a more dominant team than the Villanova Wildcats in the last several years. They have been absolutely dominant in their conference, but also real dangerous come tournament time, too.
And Villanova winning their conference 5 of the last 6 seasons. That is no easy task, especially with the conference they play in. The way they recruit and continue to
give me this
dominance may go on for a while.
Junior, right side, arguing the post. Junior. It's good. His second basket. He's now shooting 2 for 4.
It's all about keeping one's balance. Like watching Junior accept the hit and still be able to shoot.
Here's McCarthy. Covered by Junior. And the foul called on.
Go sit your ass down, 29.
That is his first foul of the game. Outside Charles. McCarthy. Covered by Junior. Pass to McCarthy. On the block. Back to Charles. Watson with it. No good on the triple. Hayward with it. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Now Hardy shoots over Blackman. And it's Hardy.
What the fuck?
You know, one common theme for the Spartans, the group is always unselfish. And they play hard and tough. And I think you've got to give a lot of credit to both the players and the coaching staff. They kind of hold each other accountable.
This team puts the team before anything. You look at the players they've had, Draymond Green, Denzel Valentine, Magic Johnson. They are all great team players.
Back to Junior. Lets it go. The shot off that time. The Wildcats leading. Outside, Watson. Back to Charles. It's hauled in by the Spartans.
Hey, how about imagining if they were hitting their shots, how big the lead could be? But so far, that's not been the case.
On the left wing. Here's O'Connor. Michigan State, no good that time either. So it's the Wildcats now. Pass to McCarthy. Over Junior. And the basket by McCarthy.
And you see the ability to rise and fire from mid-range, even against that one.
And you know, guys, if they're inside, that shot probably gets blocked. But from mid-range, I mean, he's able to get it off over the bigger defender there.
Good on the three-point shot.
And with how strong the program is, you know the Spartans have a couple of titles. Won it all in 79 and 2000. Honestly surprised they haven't come away with more with the success this school has had.
And the basket by McCarthy.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
Well, it sounded as though, or at least it looked as though it sounded like, we'll give you a 3, and then we'll take it right back.
Tries again. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. First half comes to an end. We've got a close game going on here. Wildcats ahead. They're up by 2. Half of play in the books. You look at the game Junior's having. Talk about his numbers.
You know, at times it seemed like he just drifted through the first half. We expect so much more from a talent of his caliber.
Yeah, you know, at times we're guilty of forgetting how recently he began playing organized basketball. I mean, developing consistency is part of the maturation process for a player.
Pass to Junior. And the foul called on Junior. That is his first foul of the game.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Heads up action there. Reading the play and then beating him to the spot. Well done. You know, Michigan State has been absolutely dominant in Big Ten play. It pains me as a Buckeye to admit that, but that's real talk. I mean, they have been superb and really one of the top programs in the nation for the last 20 years or so.
Hayward, quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Pass to Thompson. Hayward. Junior from deep. 6 the three-pointer. And I know it's not easy for you to admit the success of the Spartans, Clark, but as you said, they're a premier program.
The Spartans have had 22 straight trips to the Big Dance. That's such an incredible feat for a program. What an outstanding job the school has done to be a pillar of the college hoop scene. And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved the layup with that foul, and they'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
He hits the second from the line. Michigan State trailing. Now here's Hayward. Pass to Thompson. For the tie. And shoot again. And he lays it in. And it's all knotted up.
And without a doubt, Michigan State, a huge producer of NBA talent. Some huge names from the program throughout the years. You can always count on them to develop fantastic prospects.
McCarthy, he's covered by Thompson.
Rugged play under the boards. It's not a place for the weak of heart. You've got to go in there physically and aggressively.
Here's Junior inside. Under. And unable to get the go-ahead bucket. And for the Spartans, you guys, they produce players at all positions on a consistent basis.
You know, the most recent big names from the Spartans program, Jaren Jackson Jr., Draymond Green, Gary Harris. And also, don't forget now, big Zach Randolph came through the program as well. I think Michigan State has just done a really good job of finding excellent talent and then developing that talent.
Here's Villanova. It's a one-point game. Back to Charles. Watson. Pass to McCarthy. Here's Charles. The three. It's hauled in by Junior. They've got the opportunity to give the lead back.
They've been waiting for this chance all game long.
The dunk by Junior. You guys, for a long time now, Villanova has been a great place for guards and wings with some incredible talent coming out of those positions.
And if you're a perimeter player, Villanova is a fantastic place to grow your game. The school has done a great job of developing the talent of their perimeter.
Now Thompson. Looking to get it going. And he sinks the layup.
You know, the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks the coach drew up.
And it's Fox missing. The Spartans leading. On the wing, Junior. Covered by Watson. Back to Leonard. Good. And the assist goes to Junior.
It seems like they found their rhythm offensively, and they're shooting the ball much better out of the break.
Hey, I don't know if it was changing baskets or what, guys, but they clearly looked a lot better offensively.
It's Fisher penetrating. Webb with some nice D. And here are the Spartans now. One thing that makes these games extra special to me is that we could be seeing parts of the future NBA championship team out there.
You know, if only you could pick them out, right? Forecast the future a bit. I agree. That question in the back of your mind, is this a future MVP? Adds another layer of interest.
It's tough to think about how many of these players have that dream for themselves, knowing only the very best are going to take that next step and join the league.
That's a precision shot. You've got to be precise. No room for error on the floater.
Thompson outside. There's the three. Another three for Michigan State.
And that's still got to be a load off his mind after not hitting a single three-pointer in that first half.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Fisher. So the whistle blows on the shot. 2 free throws for the Bulldogs there. It's going to be on Junior. He's perfect from the line this time. And here's Hayward. Pass to Junior. Lambert with it. Now Thompson. The second chance effort. Junior no good. A big part of what elevates the excitement of these college games has got to be the die-hard fans who are so unrelenting in their support of their teams.
You got that right. These crowds stay amped up for the entire game. The dedication of these fans is truly second to none.
Yeah, you know, these fans will do about anything to fire their teams up and give them an edge. That's why a lot of these schools really literally think of their fans as the sixth man.
Really strong rebounding on the interior. He gets the easy putback.
And Watson gets it to go.
Watson has good size now, so he's a guy that can score inside, and that is a boost for Nova when he does.
Pass to Junior. He watches it go through the hoop for his 8th make. Now 8 for 14.
And that's what he does. I mean, he is a bucket hitter.
Villanova trail. Time called here, the Wildcats will talk it over. Junior really making a difference here.
And he just keeps hitting shot after shot. They need to design a way to deny him the basketball. Make someone else beat him.
Charles with it.
Shit.
From deep. Harvey grabs the board. You know, one thing that makes these games so compelling is the influx of new play styles. Some of these players could be the prototype of what's to come for the NBA.
Well, these players all bring to the court the latest ideas and techniques, stuff they picked up online and in games with friends, and they're less afraid to try new things.
Yeah, you know, they haven't really fully defined their comfort zone yet, so there's a willingness, actually an eagerness to stretch your abilities and really test yourself out there. I love that.
That one is off. And Villanova the other way now. Here's Charles to the inside. It's good! What a beautiful shot to bring them within 3.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
You can probably expect to see them slow it down now.
Yeah, I think you want to milk your possession.
Now here's Charles. Outside, Watson. Money!
You know, one way Watson helps this Villanova team, there's nothing he won't do in terms of basketball, including eating that glass.
And so they'll choose to intentionally foul. And now we've got the intentional foul. And so the first one is good. He'll stay at the line for one more.
You know, for a young fella, I think Greg's in a really perfect situation. I mean, he's got a nice complementary player in Junior, so I really think it's important for a developing player to have somebody like that to grow with.
Time called here, the Wildcats will talk it over. What do you guys think?
And it's do or die time. You know, they need a bucket here to stay alive.
Well, I think the clock's a little short here for that. I'm not quite sold on the quick 2. I think they've got to look for a quality 3 to try to tie this thing up based on where the clock is right now.
outside Charles. Over Hayward. The shot by Charles, no good. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Yeah, you can't let him hold the ball, just milk those last seconds away.
Yeah, you got to foul. I mean, it's going to come down to free throws here. Foul right away.
Second one is good, getting both at the line. And it's a 5-point game.
I think it's a wrap. When the game's on the line, he knows how to deliver the crushing blow.
Nails the tray. And he commits the intentional foul. He drops the first one. And that makes it a 3-point lead.
You know, what I like most about Junior is how he stays confident, composed, and focused. I mean, even when he's going through a tough stretch, for a young player that's just developing, he's got a lot of self-confidence.
Here's Charles. Here's Fisher. And so it's the Spartans who come out on top here.